Hi guys, so Sky News journalist Beth Rigby raised a very interesting point when she spoke about how Boris Johnson's global Britain operates outside of reality. Now, the special relationship has been the cornerstone of Anglo-American relations for decades, but many people think two things have broken that. One was the election of Donald Trump, and the other, of course, was Brexit. Beth here explains how with Biden in the White House, the US president may seek allies beyond Britain, and this may be how the US operates going forward.
European Union.
Well, I think there's an idealised vision that Boris Johnson has of global Britain, but when it rubs up with reality, it's a rather different thing indeed. And as Don was saying in terms of Afghanistan, it was a unilateral decision by the US. The UK was blindsided. The UK was scrambling, and the UK, in a way, looked diminished on the world stage. Indeed, it was Theresa May, the former Prime Minister, who said in the Commons after that, directly to the Prime Minister, to Boris Johnson, if the US had taken a decision, is global Britain so powerless, if you like, that it can't come up with an alternative, that it can't galvanise NATO? And it was a question of, well, actually, what does global Britain stand for if you are just the puppy, if you like, of the US in that situation? So I think there's one thing around the bilateral relationship, and it being more important to the UK because of Brexit, the bilateral relationship with the US, but this being a US that is acting particularly unilaterally when it comes to decisions it's taken, because the reality is that on a global stage, Brexit has diminished the UK in that it's no longer part of the European gang, so that Biden might look to France or Germany to negotiate with that bloc rather than using that transatlantic bridge that was once the UK.
I think this is very interesting. In the past, when the UK was a member of the European Union, of course, the United States looked to Britain as she points here, as a bridge to Europe. That bridge has been burnt. That bridge is no longer in existence. Brexit has destroyed that bridge. So if the US needs partners in Europe, well, it's not going to go through the UK because the UK has no influence over Europe anymore. As she points out here, Biden is going to reach out to Germany, to France. And this isn't just something about, well, Biden is in the White House now. When a Republican comes back in, it's going to reset. It's not going to reset because the UK had influence in Europe. The UK was, in a sense, America's friend on the continent, in a sense. That relationship is over now. The UK is, as she said, diminished on the world stage, and certainly diminished when it comes to its role within Europe. Now, that could change, but it would require the UK becoming a member of the European Union again. But we're not going to see that for a long time, unfortunately. But I think it is a very valid point raised here. The US used to use the UK as a bridge to Europe, its friend in Europe, its closest ally in Europe. But now, and of course that relationship was beneficial to the US. It wasn't just because we liked the British, it was beneficial. Well, that's no longer useful to the US anymore. So as she points out here, the US under Biden is going to build a stronger relationship with the likes of France and Germany, and future presidents are going to do the same. The UK used to be in a strong position, and Brexit ended that. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.